This topic will be on the foundations of high-performing teams. We are going to cover the high cost of disengagement, signs of disengagement, cross-functional versus functional teams, characteristics of high-performing teams, and the 4 team maturity stages that you need to be aware of. Let's talk about the high cost of disengagement. And before we can really get into that, let me share with you a couple of survey studies from the Gallup. Obviously, they're almost #1 in terms of their surveys and statistics on employee engagement. So look at this interesting statistic. First of all, Gallup would profile your employees and categorize them into 3 different types: engaged employees, not engaged, and actively disengaged employees. The engaged ones are obviously the ones that are working from passion. They really enjoy what they do, they're innovative, they're providing input while they're working. They're excited, they're probably the positive change agents within your company. The not engaged are mentally checked out. They're there just to be there. They call them sleepwalking, right? They're getting work done, but not with any kind of passion. They're just sort of present, if I may say. The actively disengaged, that's even worse. Not only are they not happy at their work, they're probably providing a lot of negativism, they're probably bringing down other individuals within the team. And they've got some statistics around 29% engaged, 56% not engaged, 17%. This was a study that was done in 2006. But to me, the overall, when you look at this, it's just, it's pretty overwhelming to look at the number of either not engaged and actively disengaged combined. And just thinking about the cost that that has to our economy even. So one of the other surveys that I wanted to share relates to, remember the percentage of employees that were engaged? 59% of them said that they were engaged because they were allowed to be creative. So my current job brings out my most creative ideas. That's why they were engaged. So creativity and them feeling like they have input and they can actually provide innovation and ideas was a big part of their engagement. Gallup also said that 3.9 times, companies that have engaged employees make 3.9 times as much per share from an earning perspective than organizations that have disengaged employees. So we're talking about a lot of money over here and a lot of potential. The latest report, and I guess this was done back in 2002, says that there was almost an average of $300 billion per year that was being spent on disengaged employees. So overall, this doesn't look good. So let's talk next about how can we change this. So some of the signs of your employee disengagement, how do you know if you've got this problem, if you have disinterested employees? So my task-oriented thinking, that's basically, look, this is my task, this is what I do, and I'm not doing anything else. Conflict with other people, blame game, it's that other department's fault, it's that department's fault, it's that other person's fault. Lots of conflict. Victimhood mentality and naysaying. Oh, this is what they're doing to us, this is what they're doing to me. Oh, this is never gonna work. That very negative type of drama that normally emerges from people thinking they're just victims of the reality. Status quo thinking, which is, oh, this will never change. That's just the way our company is. No, of course we're never going to do that. You know, that will never work, this new idea. This is just the way we operate. Disinterest in the actual work and decreased productivity. Absenteeism at work, or someone even said presentism. So just being present, but not really actually actively engaging or doing anything. Just enough to keep my job work style. So I'm doing just enough to barely get through here. I'm not interested in being a rock star. I don't really want to do anything more. I'm not trying to improve any processes. I just want to keep my job. So that's all I'm going to think about doing. So that's some level of engagement there. What's in it for me mentality? What's in it for me is, why would I help you again? Why should I work with that other department? Why would I give you my idea? Why would I help train you on what I do? So that's also the what's in it for me type of mentality. That doesn't fit my job description. You know, my title doesn't say that I do that, so why would I help you? And then the final one is, I'm stuck, boss, what do you want me to do next? Which is the, I can't do anything or move or do anything until someone tells me to. So those are all signs of huge waste and signs of employee disengagement. So let's talk about what are some of the top causes for employee disengagement. Well, management style could definitely be part of it, and that's what we're going to go through. It's talking about servant leadership and how do you get out of some command and control type management style. But if your management and leadership does have a lot of command and control, directive, micromanagement, we tell you what to do, you just follow our rules, don't ask any questions, that does lead into employee disengagement. Overworked and underappreciated could also cause it, and we all go through projects that have high stress, high pressure, need to get done right now. But when people do feel like they're completely overworked and they're underappreciated, they begin to disengage from the actual work itself. Not having a sense of purpose, not knowing, why am I here again? What is my purpose? I mean, I know that I'm supposed to be writing these test cases, or maybe my job is I'm just the developer on this part of it, but I don't see the big picture. I don't see what my purpose is and what is it that we're trying to deliver really. So that could also cause disengagement. Not feeling like you're challenged, not doing something that actually challenges you. The work itself is just so easy and boring and repetitive that you're not feeling any excitement because of it. Fear of job stability. So some people actually get disengaged because, you know, I don't even know if I'm going to keep my job or not, so I'm just going to do barely enough to not cause any kind of traction and just do what I need to do to keep the job. So it causes disengagement in that I just need to just keep the job, so I'll just do whatever it takes to do that and not necessarily really get any creativity out. Personal struggles could cause disengagement, and that's really popular. It's not always coming from the organization. Sometimes it's just internal. Problems with family, problems at home, stress-related issues, health-related issues. Someone could get disengaged because of that. Your culture in your organization can cause disengagement. If you have a culture of fear, if people are afraid to speak up, if people are afraid to have open communication, if the culture is don't make any mistake, otherwise you're going to get reprimanded right away. If the culture is don't ask questions, don't ask, you know, just do as I say. Lots of change sometimes also causes disengagement. We're changing, and change is good, but there's just so much change that's happening that I don't even understand it anymore, so I'm just going to mentally check out of all of that. So that's something else to look for. Performance struggles can also cause someone to disengage, which is I either don't know how to do my job or I don't like my job. So because I'm not executing well and I'm not actually delivering any value, I'm also feeling like I need to check out. So those are some signs and causes of disengagement. Now, what we want to talk about next here is where's the value stream for an organization? Take a look at this picture, and I want you to analyze it just for a second. What we do today is we work in silos. We work in groups that all do the same thing. So here's the group of analysts. They work together, and they hand off requirements or they hand off documentation to the development team. This is the group of developers. They do the coding, and then they hand off their code to the testing team. And I've even seen this within, outside of IS departments or IT departments, within the business units. They've got the various functional units. You know, the claims area has these 7 different subunits, and each one of them does their own thing. The problem is, you can't deliver any value when you're a functional team on your own. When you think about it, if you're just the support center team where, you know, customers are calling in and you're the one taking the phone calls, you on your own cannot solve anyone's problems without working with some of the other teams. So each team individually cannot provide any value, and when I'm talking about value, I'm saying something that your customer is paying for. Bottom line value. If I call in right now and I have a problem, it probably will take that customer service representative who helped me, them contacting the IT department, 2 or 3 different people in the IT department solving my problem, getting it back to a business person that tests it, for me to actually get the value that I need. So take a look at this picture then. The value stream is really bringing individuals from cross-functional teams and creating one team that can actually deliver value for your organization. And too many organizations have struggled because they really do work in silos, and they become very, very specialized in what they do. And none of the people in the silos see the big picture anymore. None of them really understand the customer and what the customer actually wants. What they all begin to understand is, well, my part is this. I don't even know what the big picture is. I don't know what the final value is. I don't know what they really want. I don't even know who the customer really is. All I know is that I need to do this little portion, and if I do it well, hopefully everything else works well. That doesn't work out as well. So what we're talking about over here is creating cross-functional teams that can together deliver value. They're very aware of their customer, and they can meet those customer needs and demands. Some of the characteristics of high-performing teams that you should be aware of. They are cross-functional, as we just talked about. They are stable teams. They actually work together, stay together, and they can finish something beginning to end. They are co-located, which means they sit next to each other as much as feasible. If you can't sit them next to each other, then maybe you create collaboration rooms, or you create virtual space where they can stay with each other. They are self-organizing, and we'll talk much more about self-organization, but that basically means that they figure out how to get the work done. They are empowered, So you are allowing them to provide input and decisions and ideas on how to get things done. And they are also motivated. So we just talked about motivation. They're excited. They want to be part of the team. They're inspired by your purpose. They want to provide input. They are also mutually accountable, which means that there's no blame game where this is your problem versus my problem. It's more, this is our problem. We need to solve this. We need to take accountability for all of it as one team together. They also focus on value delivery instead of task focus. So you're getting out of the task mentality of this is my task and this is what I need to get done into the, is this delivering value for my customer? Is this really what the customer wants? Am I making them happy? They're also very quality driven. Quality means let's not just push out testing and issues and fixing the problems at the end. We're going to fix the problems as we go. We're not going to deliver anything that's mediocre. We're going to get it done the right way to begin with. And of course, they're lean. Lean means that they really don't like waste. They're going to look for all of these inefficient processes and inefficient steps and things that don't make sense. And they're going to wonder, why are we doing this? And they'll question, and they'll just say, why are we doing that again? That doesn't make any sense for us. They are open and honest in their communication. So high-performing teams have really learned interpersonal communication skills. They know how to talk to each other openly. They know how to express their concerns, opinions, feedback, and they can have these open dialogue. They know how to give themselves the benefit of the doubt and give each other the benefit of the doubt. And finally, they need to have fun. This is all about having fun. You don't have a high-performing team if they're not having fun and excited to be part of this.